Hello and welcome to this new video. In this episode I'll be giving you 5 tips on how to be a better goalkeeper. So these tips are kind of more aimed at younger keepers, but they can be followed through into any age and also most positions as well. So if you aren't a goalkeeper or you want to share with some of your teammates or your friends, that's perfect, as some of these will go on to other positions as well, as it's the same kind of concept. So like I said, in this video I'll be giving you 5 tips on how to be a better goalkeeper. So tip number 1, which arguably is the best tip I can give you, is to be confident whilst in goal. So being confident means lots of things, especially in goalkeeping. So in 1v1s, which is where the striker's running towards you with no defence in front of them, you want to stay big, so make sure your body is as big as it can be, flare your arms wide, keep your legs in a position where you can quickly get down but also keep your arms up and ready to save the ball. So being big in 1v1 closes down the angle, and like I said, just try and be as confident as you can while attacking the ball. Another thing you can be confident in is at corners. So many coaches look at corners as a kind of aspect that they want in goalkeepers. So if you don't understand that, basically in corners you want to, as a goalkeeper, come out and catch the ball or punch the ball as often as you can. So that'll clear the danger away from the 6-yard box and the penalty box, as you want to try and get the ball away from your goal. And as you can use your hands, that means you have a higher advantage over the opposition and your teammates, as you can jump higher than them and use your hands to get the ball away. So be sure to be confident in corners, come out and get the ball. I will be making a video on when to come out and what technique to use depending on the ball. So make sure to turn on the notification bell so you know when that video is uploaded. So another thing you want to be confident at is distribution. So there's lots and lots of ways of distributing the ball. The main one which younger keepers use is kind of a drop kick, where you can't just boot the ball as high and far as you can, but just be confident while having the ball in your hands. Just because you have the ball doesn't mean that you have to boot it along every single time. Trust your centre backs, trust your wing backs, and trust your teammates. Just be confident that when you have the ball you can roll it out, receive it back and then play it long or play it about, or throw the ball. Don't be scared to use other body parts, as you're not going to improve unless you try these things. So don't be scared to use your body parts and be confident while you have the ball in your hand. So another thing is goal kicks. So I see most young keepers asking me how to take a goal kick, as most of the time they have their defenders or wing backs or something, or another player to take the goal kick for them. So with goal kicks you're not going to get better unless you practice, and a game situation is the best time to practice, as if you take a goal kick and you do it well, you're going to remember it and going to remember your technique. So if you don't know how to take a goal kick, I will leave a link down below to a video where I tell you how to take a goal kick. So I think it's really informative on where you put your planting foot and how to strike the ball. So that's it for the confidence section. Just try and be confident in all aspects of goalkeeping. Just be brave, come out for the ball, just trust your instincts basically. So tip number 2 is to communicate. So I don't see many keepers these days actually communicating, especially at my level and my age. But what I think is communication is vital in goalkeepers, and many coaches actually look at communication as a thing to pick up on, as it takes a skill to communicate to your defence and tell them what's going on. This is especially vital as you can see the whole pitch and see everything in front of you, whereas your defenders are kind of zoned in on the ball and the player, whereas you can see everything. So if you can have the ability to communicate, everyone will kind of trust you a bit more and also trust your ability, and that will make you a better, more confident keeper, as you have the feeling that your teammates trust you, and also if you keep talking it will reduce the chances of them having an attack on goal, as you can tell your defenders where to be so they can stop the opportunity. Tip number 3 is to concentrate on the technique more than anything. I cannot emphasize this enough, that when I see young keepers making saves or in matches or whatever, they kind of just get the body in the way and stop the ball, whereas that's good that they're stopping the ball, but then in training especially, when they're kind of doing that technique, in their mind they're thinking this is the right way of doing it, whereas if you concentrate on the technique first, as you get older and as you move up in levels, you're kind of going to take that technique with you and get better as a goalkeeper. As if you have the wrong technique, you kind of get to a stage where you can't get any better, whereas if you have the right technique, you're going to get better and better and better. So that's the main thing to do. If you want to work on your technique, I have tons of videos on how to dive, how to take goal kicks, and all different techniques which you need in goal. So I'll leave a link down below to a playlist where all these videos will be. Tip number 4, which I think is actually really important in younger keepers especially, but also up to any age, is to ask your coaches, ask your teammates on how to do things. So if you're unsure, just make sure to ask. Don't be afraid to ask questions. If you don't know the answers, you're going to have to find out. But also, if you don't know the tactics your team is playing, or if you want to start rolling the ball out, tell your coaches that you want the wing backs to kind of stay deep so you can roll the ball out to them. So like I said, just don't be afraid to ask questions, ask your coaches on advice and stuff like that, but also your teammates. As I've learned quite a few things from my teammates, especially the ones that have been to high levels then dropped down, and they're giving me the knowledge that I need, for example tactics or positioning and stuff like that. So positioning is also another thing which you can ask questions of. So you can ask your coach, when the ball is on the halfway line, where should I stand, and stuff like that. So if you want, I will make a video on that. Just leave a comment down below if you want me to do that. So tip number 5, which is obviously the best tip I can give you, is to practice. So you're not going to get better unless you practice these skills. So practice with your team, practice on your own, practice with your coaches. So for example, if you struggle diving on your weak side or your strong side, or you just want to practice diving, just say to your coach, can we work on diving this session? Because they can't say no, because at the end of the day that coaching is to make you better, and if you have a weakness which you know you can work on, they're going to have to work on that. So yeah, like I said, just practice. You don't have to have all the equipment. As you can see in my garden, all I have is a little springboard. You can use a wall or a friend or something like that, and all you basically need is a football and some goalkeeper gloves. I have done a session, I think, where I just use cones and footballs, practice coming out, sliding on the ball, and just practice sliding my pinky finger along the floor during a low dive. So like I said, you don't need all these specialist equipment to practice. So thanks for watching this video. If you enjoyed, please leave a like and subscribe if you're new around here. I hope this video has helped in some way. Even if it hasn't helped all of you, I hope it's helped some of you. So the main tip I want you guys to take away from this video is to be confident. Don't be afraid to come out, catch the ball. Don't be afraid to punch the ball. Don't be afraid to go for the ball which you wouldn't normally go for. Just be confident and try new things. You're not going to learn unless you try these things. So thanks for watching this video. If you enjoyed, please leave a like and subscribe if you're new around here. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.